Now let's talk about cell references in Excel. Cell referencing is one of the major parts of Excel. You can hardly do anything in Excel without referencing cell or cells. There are three major types of cell referencing. The first one is absolute reference. The second one is relative reference. The third one is mixed reference. But before I go into that, I'm going to show you how to format this data you're looking at. Now, let's put border in this data that we have. The first thing to do is to highlight, just as I did, and then go to borders right here, and then select all borders. Now we have this data, all boxed up. But I want to make it look better than it's looking. So I'm going to highlight again, go back to borders, click the down arrow, and then I pick thick border. Now it's beginning to look better, right? So I want to give this another color. So I'm just going to select the heading and then come to fill color, click the down arrow, and I'm going to pick a color. You can actually pick any of these colors right here, but I'm just going to select one of them. Let me pick this one. Cool. I want to put this title or heading in a thicker box. So I'm just going to go back to border and click the thick box. And then we have it. Now, I'm going to find the total product sold in this data right here. And I'm going to use referencing. Let's talk about the different types of cell reference. Let's talk about relative reference first. By default, Excel uses relative references in all the Excel formulas that we have. Let's see this formula right here. I'm going to click cell F4, and then I want to calculate the total sold. I'm going to pick the equal sign first, and then I reference cell D4, and I multiply by cell E4, and then I click enter. So this is the total sales. Let me just put a dollar sign in front of this. To do this, just highlight what you want to format, and then come to this part where you see general, and then click the dollar sign right here, and then you can reduce the decimal, just like this. I'm going to do the same right here. Click, and then we reduce this the decimal. So talking about relative reference, we already calculated the total sold right here, and I'm going to drag this down because if you double click now, you're going to see the formula right here at the formula bar. But this is where the relative reference, comes to play. You can see cell F4 referencing cell D4 and cell E4. We can actually drag this down, and then nothing happens to the formula. It remains the way it is. And that is it. So if you want to check if you have correctly referenced these cells, just double click any of the cell and you see that the formula is correct. If you go back to the formula bar, you see it's correct. And this is simply relative reference. Now let's go to the second one, absolute reference. To create an absolute reference, just place a dollar sign in front of the column letter and the row number in the given formula. Now let's take a look at this example that we have right here. This is the discount rate that we're going to give on each of this product right here. We're going to give 10% discount to all this product to generate the total discount we give, in this case. Now, to calculate this, we're going to multiply the total sold by the discount to get the total amount of discount that we gave on each of this product. So you put an equal sign, and then we reference the cell. This is cell F4, and then multiplied by cell H3, and then we hit enter. So we have ended up referencing cell F4 and cell H3. But if we drag this down, it's going to give us a false output. Let's try. Now it's giving us a false output because these other cells right here, they are empty. So it's just picking this cells and then doing whatever with it. Let's see. If we put another value here, let's say we put 0.2 right here, and then we drag this down. You see, it picked this value right here in this cell. So this is not what we want to do in this case. I just want to show you how to use absolute reference. So we're going to put dollar sign in front of the uh, cell, the formula that we're using. So basically, I'm going to put a dollar sign in front of this right here. The dollar sign is on your computer on the number 4 button. Just click, and then I put another one in front of the row right here, and then I click enter. So I have successfully formatted this. If you look at this right here, the formula bar, you see what I did. I have locked the cell. So it's just going to refer back to this particular cell. And what cell did I lock? I locked cell H3. And then it's going to apply this formula to all these other cells right here. It's going to pick cell F from cell F4 to cell F9. And then it will reference back to cell H3 because I have locked it. Now let's drag it down and see what happens. Okay, so I'm going to drag the same thing down and see. Can you see? So we have the value of discounts given on all this product. Let's see the last one and see if we're right. Look at this. Pick the cell H3 and then F9. So that's exactly what absolute reference does. If you lock the cell that you want to, reference, it's just gonna lock it, and then you have your formula right intact the way you put it. And that's absolute reference. The third one is mixed reference. We use mixed reference when we want to lock more than one cell to copy formula. Now let's look at this example we have right here. We're given 15% discount rate, and we already know the total sales, to the total product sold. And then we want to find what are we going to take home after the 15% discount for each of this product for this particular time. I'm going to show you how we're going to do this. So we put an equal sign because we want to find the sales after discount. I'm going to reference F4 multiplied by 1 minus the discount, 15%. And then I press enter. If you want to use the multiplication sign, is the asterisk sign on your computer. Just go to the number 8 button on your keyboard. That is where you get the asterisk sign. And that's what we use for multiplication. So now we have the formula. We already find out that the total sales after discount for iPhone 6s is $17,000. So how do we get the total sales after discount for the rest of this product in the F column? Are we going to drag? Let's see if we drag. Do we have the same thing? No, because I double clicked, and then what we have here is not right. There's no value in cell H4, so it's not picking the right thing. So apparently this is not correct. I'm going to take that off. I'm going to lock the two cells to copy the formula. I'm locking cell F4 and cell H3 in order to copy the formula. So I'm going to put the dollar sign in front of F, and I'll go ahead and put the dollar sign in between H and 3. And then I click the enter key. So let's see. I'm dragging to the next cell. I'm going to double click to see if it was well copied. Boom. So this is the formula is right, is well copied. That means after removing the 15% discount rate from the total sales of $108,000 for iPhone R, what we have is $91,800. So let me drag that down and see. Okay, so this is correct because we have the formula intact even after copying, right? So basically that's how to use mixed reference. Make sure you lock all the formatted cells so you can copy the formula. And basically that's it. I'll see you in the next session.